All right. Hello, sixth grade. I realized in my last video I said good evening, and I'm not sure it's evening for you. It depends when you watch this. So, I am going to go over how to find rates, specifically unit rates. And some of this I really like how they use it or word it, and some of it I don't. So I'll be changing some of this. But in the workbook I sent home with you guys, the green one, you're going to turn to page 108 in your workbook. I am skipping activity 1 out of this section. I think it's kind of busy work and a waste of your time, so we're not going to do that one. We're going to start with activity 2. This does say work with a partner, so you're working with me because I'm going to show you how to do this and give you the answers. The first thing that this explains is you're going to be changing the units of the rate by multiplying by a magic one. I actually hate this phrase, and not for any superstitious reason, but you are changing the unit of rate by using a conversion rate. Okay, this is a much better phrase to use because that's what you're going to use when you get to 7th and 8th grade. So we're converting the original rate that they give you to the unit rate. And all a unit rate is a simplified rate down to 1 minute or something over 1. It doesn't have to be a minute. It can be seconds, hours, whatever, but it's over 1 always. So you can see here that the original rate is $120 per hour. See how it has the H on the bottom, so that's per hour. And they want us to get to minutes, over 1 minute. So we have to use a conversion rate where we change hours to minutes. So when you're changing or converting things, you put what you want to get rid of on the opposite diagonal. So up here is where I'm going to put hours. Okay? And then I'm trying to get to minutes, so on the bottom here I'm going to put minutes. So how many minutes are in an hour? So I'm going to put 1 hour here, and then there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So essentially I'm going to do 120 over 1 hour times 1 hour over 60 minutes. So you see that becomes 120 over 60. Okay, and then when you have these hours across from each other like this, they cancel. So this becomes dollars here, and this becomes minutes here. Which is why when we reduce this, it becomes 1, because you're going to say, well, how can I reduce 120 over 60? Well, 60 can go into 120 how many times? Lop off the 0, 6 goes into 12 how many times? 2. So this is going to be 2. So my unit rate for this is $2 per minute. So you're solving for the unit rates. Okay? So let's do a few of these together. So we're going to go to page 109. All right, so here's our first one. We're changing $3 a minute to something per hour. So we're going to be changing the minutes. So to get rid of minutes, I'm going to put minutes on the top of my conversion factor because these are diagonal from each other. And then minutes, I'm changing to hours, so I'm going to put hours on the bottom. Well, again, how many minutes are in an hour? 60 minutes in 1 hour. Now you just multiply straight across. 60 times 3 is 120. And then we have, this is 1 minute, so 1 times 1 is still 1. And then you cancel the labels, so minutes is gone, minutes is gone. I'm left with dollars on top and hour on the bottom, which is good because I want to get it to 1 hour. You can see here I'm already over 1 hour. So I'm just going to say that we're making $120 per hour. This is your math. All right, let's look at C here. So we have 36 people per year, and we want to change it to month. You see people stays the same, so that's not the one I'm changing. So to get rid of year, to change it to month, I'm putting year on top and months on the bottom. For 1 year, how many months are there? 12. Okay, then I can cross out my labels with year. 36 times 1 is 36. And then there's an imaginary 1 in front of this year always. So 1 times 12 is 12. Okay, we crossed out year, so I'm left with 36 people on the top and 12 months on the bottom. And then to get to a unit rate, which means it's over 1, all you do is reduce this. So you have 36 over 12. How many times can 12 go into 36? 3 times, which would be 3. 36 divided by 12 is 3. 12 divided by 12 is 1. So I get that 3 people in 1 month. Okay? I'll do one more, and then you can just do the last 2. Midnight, you can't go outside. Stop trying. Alright, so this is letter D. Again, we're on page 109. If you're not following along, I would recommend it. Getting free answers here. Okay, so you can see the inches stays for both. We're not converting. Sometimes you may eventually have to do double conversions. That's why I'm showing you to check both measurements. Inches stays the same, so we're just converting feet to yards. So I want feet on the cross up here. Whoops. Feet. And so yards is going to be on the bottom. So how many feet are in a yard? 3 feet per yard. Okay. So then you multiply straight across. 12 times 3 would be 36. 1 times 1 is 1. Now we were able to cancel our feet labels, so this is 36 inches in 1 yard. Now this is already simplified down to our unit rate, meaning it's over 1. So then my answer is already simplified, 36 inches per 1 yard. Good. Okay, so you guys can do E and F. So that's just 2 more to do by yourself. And then I do want you to give me your opinion on numbers 3 and 4 on page 109. Tell me the strategies you can use on how to find the rates. Just kind of explain it to me in your words. You're going to get it right as long as it's making sense on how you solve the problem. So don't overthink it. Just put it in your words. And then you need to turn the page, and you need to do the page 110. So you need to finish page 109, and then you need to do page 110. You're doing numbers 1 through 8. So page 109 was numbers 1 through 4. Well, it's not just 1 through 4. It's a bunch of letters, so I'm not going to put it on that one. So holler if you need help. You're just simplifying rates or finding the unit rate, meaning it'll be over 1, or finding out if ratios are equivalent. And remember, an equivalent ratio means they would either both simplify to the same fraction, or one fraction, if you say you had 1/2 equals 3/6. I could multiply 1/2 times 3. So 3 times 1 would give me 3, and 3 times 2 would give me 6. So whatever you did to the first fraction would give you what the second fraction equals. Holler if you have questions, and good luck.